Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. Obviously, this is part 2 of the reasons to, or potential reasons to support my channel. Obviously, it's a plug for my channel. Please forgive the plug. I hope some people out there enjoy it. Some of the reasons, I suppose you could say, are more selfish or egotistical, or what's the word I'm looking for, self-centered or whatever. But I think a lot of the reasons are probably more than half of them are selfless and about caring and sharing and things like that. Anyway, please let me know as ever what you think, and if you're a subscriber, a new subscriber or whatever, please let me know what made you subscribe or what you like about my channel, possibly some things you don't like about my channel if you must, and that sort of thing. I'd love to hear from you as ever. I'd love to read your comments. I always say that, but I don't always get, or I don't often get many comments, so please don't hold back your feedback. Anywho, as ever, I'll try not to waffle on too much, so here goes. As I say, please check out part 1, because hopefully this will make as much sense as possible if you check out part 1. I hope, as I say. And here goes. So number 11, maybe we can go on this journey and change the world together. Like, if you support my channel and I can return the favor and support your channels, maybe we can build a community of people who support each other on YouTube. I was thinking recently, like, maybe disabled and other disadvantaged communities could support each other on YouTube, which brings me to point number 12. Maybe you can mentor and inspire me, teach me, post in the comment section anything you could teach me. I'll do my best to learn as I go along, and take ideas on board. I might not implement all the ideas, but at least I'll read them and take them on board as much as I can, whenever I can, all being well, if I manage to see them. But also maybe, like I say, disabled or other disadvantaged people with mental, physical, and or learning disabilities, such as myself in terms of mental and physical, but also people with mental and learning disabilities. I don't have any physical disabilities, thankfully, but I do have learning and mental disabilities, so we can support each other, subscribe to each other's channels. People with disabilities who are struggling to get jobs or keep jobs in this economy, maybe we can support each other as disadvantaged communities as well, and maybe people of colour and other groups. But again, you can mentor and inspire me, and hopefully encourage me and also other people with disadvantages, and I'll be able to hopefully in turn inspire other people with learning disabilities or other problems and that sort of thing. Hope that made sense. As I say, I'd love to hear your least and best and most favorite ideas out of all these or points or whatever, thoughts or whatever you want to call them. Number 13, again, I must admit some of it is egotistical or selfish or self-centered or whatever, to be honest. Number 14, but at the same time, I hope that this channel can come up with ideas and maybe network with others in the future to look at how to solve problems and make the world a better place as much as possible. Number 15, again, if we share similar goals, as I mentioned in part 1, maybe we can help each other on YouTube, and like share comments and ideas about how to make the world a better place, how to help developing countries, how to help people with disabilities, people who are poorer, people from different backgrounds. Like so much, if I do manage to monetize my video, as well as becoming more independent and things like that, I also hope to, I'd say, maybe help people who are homeless or disabled or have other disadvantages, especially homeless and disabled people, to set up their own channels as well. Like, again, we can subscribe to each other and help each other financially, especially with the situations going on in the world now. I think if so many, I was thinking, like, so many disabled people around the world, if we create YouTube channels and other social media, perhaps. I mainly just spend time on Facebook and YouTube. I don't really use Twitter or other things at the moment, but maybe I could in the future. But at the moment, I'm just focusing on Facebook, so I can communicate with my friends on Facebook around the world, and also YouTube. So sharing ideas on those platforms. But yeah, we can help each other on social media, including, as I say, YouTube, and hopefully help each other as disadvantaged people. But yeah, other people who want to help us, like allies of disabled people or whatever, I think we can, we should come together and help each other. Like, I'll say, so many disabled people, for instance, are struggling to get jobs, let alone keep jobs, and people just generally. So I think, imagine if there was a way where we wouldn't have to tax anyone too much, or we wouldn't have to tax people more, or take away other people's freedom, or force them to help us, or force them to give us jobs. We can just create our own careers online. Again, I'd love to hear what you think about that idea. Maybe I'm being naive, but I'm not sure. Number 16, I'd love to hear any ideas you think about what I might not have thought of as to why people might watch my channels, or what made you attracted to my channel. Yeah, if there's any particular reason you think that I might not have thought of or might not cover. Number 17, again, I mentioned in a video in the past, it would be great if dyslexics, for instance, or people with, as I say, as I've just mentioned, like people with physical, mental, or learning disabilities. But I think about dyslexics specifically, there's about approximately 10 to 20% of people have dyslexia. In some countries where the language is different, apparently it's less. But let's say 5 or 10%, let's say if we said 10% around the world. I know there's a lot of people undiagnosed dyslexic, but if there's about 5, maybe 10% of people in the world who are dyslexic, and as many of them set up their own YouTube channels as possible and supported each other's channels and came together and supported each other, regardless of our differences, looking at the fact we have dyslexia in common and looking at what we have in common rather than what is different about us. Even dyslexic people have different racial, ethnic backgrounds or religious backgrounds or whatever. If we supported each other, I think it would be amazing. There would be, I'd say, 70 to 700 million of us around the world. I suppose there is an issue about how many dyslexic people. Again, there's underdiagnosis in some countries. There's also how fast that idea could spread. But I suppose starting with a small seed, that idea could spread. But also there are a lot of dyslexic people who probably couldn't afford to buy the equipment needed to set up a channel. But anyone who's got like a PC or a laptop or a phone can probably set up their own channel if they and maybe we could support each other, like people who don't know how to do it or don't know where to begin. Maybe we could support, like someone supported me when I started my own channel. So I'm grateful for, of course. If I see them again, I'll probably thank them a lot for that, of course. But yeah, so we could support each other. And again, I think that'd be good. Imagining 70 million to 700 million, 70 to 700 million dyslexic people around the world subscribing to each other, watching each other's channels, giving each other likes, and just generally supporting each other would be pretty amazing, as well as, say, disabled people generally, physically, mental, and disabled. And I think I'm thinking from a UK point of view, but I mean, even around the world, I think governments in the plural should be thankful for that. Politicians and governments, the state, basically, because in doing so, you'd help more people become independent, and this would reduce the burden on the state, welfare state, and stuff like that. Anyway, I know I'm probably waffling. So, moving on, number 18. I'd like to think most of my ideas and plans, other ones about Italian football, are selfless, or at least have some empathetic, or I can't think of the word, altruistic, that's the word, plans behind them, or whatever, for one of a better way of putting it. So I think it'd be to make the world a better place. Maybe we can go on this journey together and make the world a better place, share ideas about how to make the world a better place and tackle problems and things like that. Spread positivity as much as possible and that sort of thing. Number 19, if you are interested in supporting African software developers, again, we can share ideas and support each other, fundraise for African software developers. And number 20, similar for Indigenous Africans and Australasians in STEM generally, and projects like that. So supporting people, especially disadvantaged people, as I say, some of the poorest people around the world, and disabled and homeless and disadvantaged people. Again, I'd love to hear what you think, as ever, and I am out. Peace and love.